In this video, I'm going to talk about the Immortal Armor. So the Immortal Armor is the armor piece within the Death set. It is an S tier piece of equipment, so you're going to get, in general, the quality skills are going to be better than just a standard piece of equipment. So when we compare it to like the Magic Robe, Assassin's Cloak, Barbarian's Armor, stuff like that, just in general, you're going to have better quality skills. So like we're getting 20 and 40% HP from the good and epic quality skills. For the rare quality skill, we get 100% regeneration. Now, regeneration is one of those upgrades that has a little kind of an outsized effect on your combat power, even though it's not super amazing, but it definitely is important to have some, because especially when you're playing again on certain stages where enemies might be dealing bleed damage. And so that the regeneration can be nice to mitigate that, because you'll have defeated all of the enemies in a stage and still be, even like between waves, you'll have defeated all the enemies in the wave, but you're actually going to still be taking some damage over time at the end of the wave and not have any more enemies for a minute to be able to attack and lifesteal off of. And so that regeneration can really kind of help mitigate that, because it does suck when you defeat all the enemies in the wave and then you actually end up dying still at the end of the wave, because that bleed damage did damage over time. And so regeneration can be a nice way to counter that. One thing I note, when you compare the Immortal Armor to like the Solar Armor, you're actually getting more regeneration from the Solar Armor. So that there is a bit of a trade-off there as far as the Immortal Armor. While it is an S tier piece of equipment, it actually has a bit less of these stats when compared to other pieces of S tier equipment, which I think is kind of interesting. The legendary quality skill gives you 20% bonus dodge chance. Now, this also is less than other pieces of equipment. So if I go to like the title skill armor, I'm actually getting 30% dodge chance. Now, that 10% dodge chance loss isn't the end of the world. Really, the big one is that mythic quality skill, which gives you 30% bonus damage resistance. Bonus damage resistance, in general, is just going to be a lot more helpful. So I would prioritize that. Ideally, you want to have as much damage resistance as you can. If you can get a piece of armor that gives you 30% bonus damage resistance, that's really going to help. So the Immortal Armor can be very useful from that aspect. I'm currently using the Thunderbolt Armor because that's the only S tier one within the Thunder God and Dominator set that I have to the mythic quality, but it only gives me 25% damage resistance. So ideally, if I could be using the Dominator Armor, that's going to give me that full 30% damage resistance. That would help. The Immortal Armor is one of those that you can actually use to get the 30% damage resistance, although you do have to have it upgraded all the way to mythic quality, or else you're not going to get that bonus. And really, without that bonus damage resistance, it's actually not that great of a piece of equipment. But thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.